Very good day to everyone. Welcome to this lecture series on marketing management, and the topic that is there at hand today for all of us that we are going to discuss is the product life cycle, that is from the unit 3 of the marketing management prescribed by the AKTU as per the AKTU syllabus. I am Nishant Kumar Singh, working as an assistant professor with Department of Management Studies at GL Bajaj Institute of Management and Research, Greater Noida, is here to discuss with you all regarding this particular topic that is there in line, that is product life cycle. Let us quickly have a view on that what is the agenda that is we are going to cover up in this particular discussion. And the topic that we have, that is the topics that we are going to cover is basically that what exactly the product life cycle. I have written it in a short form, that is PLC. These are the different stages of that particular product life cycle, and that is the introduction, the growth, maturity and the decline. And finally, I will be discussing about the summary of the PLC in the form of the various marketing mix strategy that needs to be adopted by a marketer or by the marketer in the market to handle and bring out the maximum out of this particular product life cycle. So, very quickly I am going to take you through with this particular presentation. Thank you. So, what is PLC basically? PLC hota kya hai? That means what is product life cycle? During its lifespan, a product passes through its various stages in respect of to demand and growth rate and profitability, and that complete is called as a product life cycle. To put it in a more in the more crux form, what we can say, like in every human being, that every human passes through a different stages in its life cycle. Similarly, it is expected that a product which is there that has been introduced into the market passes through a different phases in its existence into the market, and that complete process it's called as the product life cycle. So, what exactly the product life cycle as a concept implies over here is basically what it tries to convey, what it tries to believe basically is that like every individual product to have a limited life, it is not that is which is going to be a sustainable, it is going to have a limited life, it is going to experience a lot of up and downs into the life till the time it is there into the market. The product sales passes through distinct stages, with each stages posing a different kind of challenges. Like it has been said, every challenge is an outcome of opportunities that it tries to portray before any individual. So, every stage of its life cycle gives you a lot of up and downs, that gives you in the form of challenges and problems, and they themselves create you a lot of opportunities that needs to be sensed it out in the right direction. The next one is that it says that basically that profit rise and fall and different stages of the product life. It is not always said that you are going to get a same kind of consistent profit only. It is not expected, because there are multiple factors which are impacting that particular product once it is there into the market. So, for keeping that particular perspective into the mind, it is being said that product profit and is going to go up and down during the product life cycle. The product require different marketing, manufacturing, finance, purchase and HR strategies at each stages of its product life cycle. During the product passes through the different phases of its product life cycle, it is going to adopt multiple strategical changes in its different domains or the key domains of the organizations, like in terms of its marketing, promotion, distribution, logistics, finance, purchase, raw material, HR, distribution, promotion. Every strategies needs to be upgraded and modified depending on the kind of the market that we are there in and the kind of response we are going to get into that particular market for that particular product. So, keeping that in mind, let us have a look at these are the fact what exactly the PLC employees it is talking about. Let us have a look to the next slide, and that is that this is what exactly a PLC curve is, that is being defined as that a PLC is product life cycle is a bell shaped curve. It is a bell shaped curve which includes 4 stages, that is introduction, growth, maturity and decline. See, this is how this particular graph is moving, and this is how it is going down. So, it is based on the annual sales and the time. So, over a period of time, how the annual sales or sales volume is going on, based on that the product has been introduced, it moves into, it picks up into the market, it gives a lot of growth, the product stabilizes, and then finally it comes to the decline phase, and finally the product decline or the company takes a lot of strategies before it kind of revive or it can drop that particular. That all we are going to cover up in this particular discussion of this product life cycle. So, that is let us take the each step one by one and we will be discussing this strategy simultaneously. So, introduction phase starts with the I will just draw the diagram over here. So, we can see this is the introduction phase, over here it is sales, over here it is time. So, the introduction phase started when sales, when the product is introduced. Once the moment the product has been introduced over here, the introduction phase has started. Based on that, a sales is growth is sales is slow. Basically, it is due to as it is recently introduced into the market and there are very less customer, very few customers are there, like there is less of awareness about that particular product into the market, and the product itself might be fighting to survive and get themselves it stabilized into the market. Maybe initially facing a lot of jolt in the form of technical complications that might be coming up into that particular product, not for every product, but like for a certain product that may be in generalized that we are discussing. Delay in the adequate distribution, because we have just recently launched the product, there could be a challenges in terms of the distribution of that particular product. Maybe we have not finalized the setup and effective distribution network till now. So, product may or may not be available to the all location at every point of time. Customer accepting the product slowly, because even like everyone is not innovators, as we can say the product has recently been like being introduced into the market, only the innovators are going to try that particular products. The rest other category of the adopters are going to take a very slow decisions to accept that particular products. Profit is less and non-existence due to the less sales. When the sales is not there, definitely there is no money which is flowing in. Expenses are high because we are setting up the production, also we are setting up the distribution network, also we are expanding on the promotion and awareness of that particular product also. So, definitely we are expenses are more in terms of the kind of revenue that we are expecting to generate. So, that is why the profit is less or non-existence basically. So, these are the strategies that we say that we are going strategies that are being followed over here, that is based on the price and the promotion. Price is high, low, promotion high and low. Based on that, this is rapid skimming strategy is being adopted, where there is a high of promotion and prices of the product are kept high. That means, once the product is introduced into the market, it is introduced at a higher price and there is a high promotion about that particular product has been done. This is done with the purpose that high promotion helps to generate maximum profit in the initial phases, so that till the time any competitor or a new entrant entered into the market, by that time my company enjoys and get maximum of the market share and generate maximum of its generate its break even and start generating profit. And the high price high promotion is done because there is a less awareness about that particular product into the market. So, that way I am expending lot onto the promotion also. Simultaneously over here if we come, so the promotion is low now and the price is high. The promotion is low and the price is high. This is what we are seeing, and the promotion is low. So, that is called as slow skimming strategies. That means, price I have kept higher, but I have started spending less on the promotion, and again the purpose of keeping the price high is the same, because I just want to generate the maximum profit very faster from that particular market. Maybe the product is higher in need, people are going to expend even an extra amount for that particular thing, like the way we can say for the lot of masks and sanitizers we can like experience, like people are even ready to pay maximum price for the sanitizer initially when the corona pops up. So, this is another kind of a strategy. The next could be when the prices are low, but the promotion is high, that is a rapid penetration strategy. This could be like for the people who are price sensitive also, because of the lower price also the promotion has been done so much, because the product was not earlier available. The company needs to inform more, because there was no competitors, no any substitute, no alternatives are available, and the company wants to enjoy that maximum people and maximum market share I am going to capture. That is why it is using this kind of a strategy. Another could be slow penetration strategy, that means lower price and lower promotion. That means, there is already a kind of an competition and competitors are existing into the market. That is why I am adopting this kind of strategy in that particular kind of situation of when I am entering into a new market basically. Let us have a look at to the next stage basically. Once the product moves from the introduction, it enters into the growth phase. Introduction, growth. Now, this stage I am talking about, this is sales and this is time basically. So, over here what we say that now the product has entered into the growth phase. A growth stage is marked by the increase in the sales. The moment the product starts picking up its sales into the market, that exact moment we say that now the product has entered into the growth phase of that particular of its life cycle basically. The product is liked by the early adopters, because innovators have already accepted the product into the introduction phase itself. The product is brought by the early majority, the next category of adopters. The towards the end of the growth passes through a late maturity and begin purchasing by the end of this particular, that means once the product reaches over here, it majority of the people, even the late majority people start buying that particular product. Competition will increase, because now the new entrants will be, the new competitors will be started coming up with their own products, which is a kind of an alternative and substitute to your product, which in turn introduces new features of the product. Just to compete with the competition, the company will definitely bring a lot of change in terms of bringing up new variants, new of products, new of variety, options, colors, divisions, a lot of things that it will do. Increase in the earning attributable to the earning now has increased because of the two reasons. As we can see, the cost per unit volume is reduction. Now, that means the per unit cost of production has gone down, because now the demand has picked up as the sales has gone up. Now, demand has increased, now I am producing more, now my fixed cost is expenses are being spread to a wider number of units of production that I am doing. Based on that, my per unit cost has reduced basically. The cost for marketing are distributed over a greater quantities. Now, I am marketing and distributing more product, and the promotional effort is being same also, or I might have reduced the expenses on my promotion. By that way also, now I am generating more of, I have reduced the cost and I am generating more of profit. So, from accelerating to deaccelerating, growth rate steadily decline. Finally, what happens that by the end of this particular growth parameter, initially the growth rate is accelerating, it is increasing higher, and so slowly by the end of the growth phase it starts declining to the it start deaccelerating. That is what it is talking about in this particular point of discussions. Let us have look at the what kind of strategies that we choose basically. Strategies that are adopted by marketers in that particular phases basically the service characteristics and features enhancement. That means, the company try to do a lot of services that it start adding with that particular existing product, and start to add more of features to the products basically. Start adding new design, new models, and enhancing the styling and elegance of the product that is there into their market. Entering into new segment of the market, maybe now the company is trying to enter and pop up into new market segment, so that they can introduce the product into newer segment, and by that way they can increase their market shares. Development, enhancement and enlargement of the delivery network, so that I can my market coverage and my market share is going to increase in that particular, because as already discussed in the discussion, now the competitor has and the competition both have popped up into the discussion now. Increasing awareness about the product to the product belief. Now, the awareness part has been done, now people have started accepting the products, and now you need to develop that kind of belief and trust. You need to develop your customer and consumers commitment towards your product. That should be the agenda of the promotional efforts of the organization now in the growth phase. Reducing prices to draw price sensitive buyers to the right time, so that by the time when we are deaccelerating by the end of the growth phase, we should start decreasing the price of the product to a level that even those consumers who are price sensitive and not accepting the product initially, they start accepting the product also. Preventing the competitors to reach the market through a lower price and a high advertising activities. We can do a lot of efforts in terms of we introduce the product which are of lower price, we can introduce the product into different kind of varieties and options, so that we can block the competitors from entering into my market segment. That could be the kind of a strategy that an organization need to adopt in the growth phase basically. Sorry. Now, the next one is maturity phase. It says that it talks about this particular aspect. This was the introduction, next is growth, and now this one is, this particular phase is called as maturity phase, characterized by M. This is sales and this is time. So, in the maturity phase of the particular product, that means once the product has reached to its maximum potential over here, at some point of time the growth of the product slows down. The product now enters the stage of maturity. That means, even if we are putting more efforts, then also the product is not going to pick up with the same level the way it has been picking up in the initial, in the introduction and the growth phase. it is likely that the stage would last longer than the previous stage. This stage is basically expected to last longer. Competitors seeks to discover new segments or the new niches into the market. They start going to focus on to the even lower and minute to minute segments within that particular defined market segment of that particular target market basically. So that they can find out the gaps within the gaps, so that even they can come up and fill and identify and capture that particular segment of the market. Prices can decrease and increase in advertisement. We need to decrease the prices of the product and increase the advertisement. We need to increase the trade deals that we are doing, so that we can increase the market share, because we are by default now we have reached to the level of maturity. Now we need to do and put every kind of effort, so that we remain in the market and we do not become obsolete and like be in the part of the market, and we still generate a lot of cash and revenue. Increase in the sales promotion, because now the competition and competitors have been there over there. Maybe some might have come up with lot of innovation. Just to recall and retain the existing customer, I have to invest a lot into the sales and promotion also. Find new features, for that I need to invest into lot into the extension of the product, also developing new features that requires a lot of investment in the research and development basically. Shakes out occurs because of the decaying maturity due to the benefits and benefits erosion. Weak competitions can be eliminated. We can do a lot of changes over here so that even the minute and minor competitors we can eliminate it at even at this point of time also, by lowering the price, by adding a few more features, by giving a lot of sales promotional efforts. Everything can be done in order to bring a lot of benefits that we can basically experience in this particular kind of maturity phase itself. Still we can prolong the process of maturity in this particular discussion over here. Now the next is the strategies that we choose over here in the maturity phase. Now in the maturity phase basically the complete strategy has been said that there are three broader categories of strategies that we adopt in the maturity phase, and the first one is the market modification. That means we need to put a lot of effort the way we can modify the complete market, the way in which we are dealing into. To deal with that particular thing, there is a very small like that is not defined, but by this way we can see we can modify the complete market segment and scenario basically. So what we see that the complete business and dynamics in a business is being dealt with what only the kind of sales volume that we have. Then the sales volume can be only be modified onto the two broader categories and factors, and they are the number of brand user, in very crux form the number of customer that you have, and the next one is usage rate, and the second it talks about with what frequency your consumer are using your product. If either of the two we are going to change, the by default with this particular mathematical formula we can see my sales volume is going to increase, and unless and until my sales volume is increasing, I am going to retain in the market. Nobody can challenge me my existence into that particular market. To deal with this, one by one we will be taking up there are three ways to expand the number of user. There are ways by which you can expand your customer base. How I can use my number of brand user? I can convert the non-users into users. Those who are not my users, I can approach them and convert them into prospect and bring them and make them as my consumers. The next one is I can enter into a new market segment where I was not dealing prior. By that way also I can increase my number of customers. The next one is winning the competition. I must do every kind of effort so that I can eliminate my competition and competitor away from my market. By that way I will be capturing the market again of my competitor. By that way I will be increasing my number of customer and my sales volume will be high. That is how I am going to modify my market. The next one is sales volume. Now I need to put an effort where by which my number of usage and frequency of my product increases basically. This could be done by more frequent use of product. Like nowadays what is being modified, every time when you have your meal, you need to brush your teeth, you need to brush twice to thrice. By that way the organization are putting up the effort so that you start using more of the paste, and by that way you will be ending up in consuming the paste earlier, and by default the product will end up faster and you are going to buy it again and again. That is another way of doing it. More usage per occasion. A very small example, like suppose if I increase the aperture size of the tube, aperture size of the tube of the toothpaste, by default I have a same frequency of putting it on my brush every day, every morning. I am going to use more quantity on every occasion I am going to use. By that way also my product is going to exhaust earlier and I am going to buy the product very early. The next one is new and more varied uses of the product. I must try to introduce more usage of the existing product that I have. By that way also I can increase the frequency of using of my products. Okay, let us have a look to the next strategy. Next one is product modification. That means The first one is market modification, the next one is product modification. I must do everything to modify my product. Improvement of the quality of the product, I can increase the quality of the product, I can do improvement of the functionality of the product, I can work onto the style of the product. By that way I can modify the product. The next one is marketing mix modification. Marketing mix includes the product, the price, the place and the promotion, place, price and the product. That means, I need to modify my complete marketing mix strategies every time if I want to stabilize myself into the market itself during the maturity phase. The last phase is decline phase. That means, finally, now the product has entered into this is called as decline phase. Now, the technically innovations, shifts in the preferences of the consumers and the growth of the competition. This may be the possible reason why your product has started declining, because others might have technically innovated their products. You not have the organization must not have like innovated the product. The above can refers to the over capacity. Now, the new product is there. Now, your product movement from the shelf and from the godowns will be very slower. You will be developing a lot of over capacity into your godowns, into the shelf, into the lot of showrooms. Rising prices drops, erosion of the profit. Definitely, you are not in a position to increase the price. Definitely, you need to even sell the product even onto the lower price, sometimes even at loss, or to avoid a major loss. Now, the strategies in the decline phase basically includes that spending of the business to dominate the competitive position in the market. Still, if we can manage the way we are spending into the market, we can definitely put a lot of caps and control our existence even for a survival for a longer duration of time. Maintain investment before the industry challenges are overcome. We need to identify, like we have experienced in the past, that IT industry was severely impacted into the last recession basically. But now, in the current pandemic phase, what we can see, the IT and the IT sectors are actually booming up. So, we need to identify the kind of downturn that we are expecting. It is specific to me only for my organization, or is it in generalized to the industry perspective. If it is to your industry perspective, we need to invest and maintain the situation till the time of revival has come up. That is how the business cycle is basically. Reduce spending by business by selectively dropping the unprofitable clients or unconcentrating on the niches. We need to drop those things that are not giving any many more profit in the future or in the days to come. We need to identify them and strategically drop those kind of products and clients both. And we need to start instead of dealing into a larger market, we need to focus on niches. Harvesting and divesting may need to be done with very more selectively, so that an efforts are channelized and more of effort has to be done in a more strategic way. Effective approach is based on the relative competitiveness of the industry and the strength of the company in the industry. What kind of the industry is, how much the industry is promising, and what kind of position you have in that particular industry. Both the things needs to be counted before you are taking any further decision of related to the in the decline stage, and that is how the strategy has to be. Now, these are the certain that's a very into the graphical format it has been done, that introduction, growth, maturity and decline. What are the characteristics in terms of the sales, cost, profit and customers and competition. That is how it has been, the discussion has been done. The sales will be low in the introduction phase, it will be rapidly rising in the growth phase, peak sales and declining sales. Cost will be high, average cost, low cost and again low cost per customer will be. Profit will be negative, rising profit, high profit and declining profit. Customers may be innovator, early adopter, middle majority and laggards will be joining over here. Competitors will be few only, growing numbers, stable number in the beginning and then finally maybe declining numbers over there, or even there could be more in the initial phases of the this particular growth and maturity phases. Now, these are certain set of strategies that an organization need to follow in terms of dealing with product, price, distribution, advertising and sales promotion, depending on the introduction, growth, maturity and decline phase basically. So, what they say, product offers a basic product, offer product extension in the growth phase, diversify brand and model and phase out the weak item. This is what we need to do in context to product into the different phases of the product life cycle. Price, use cost plus pricing, price to penetrate the market. Now, we need to capture the market and in order to increase the market share, we need to lower the price at time it is required. price to match and beat the competition. Now we need to stabilize the competition so that my stability and my stay into the market is longer. Cut the price. Distribution, build selective distribution, build intensive distribution and build more intensive distribution. Go selective, phase out the unprofitable one. So, that is how the strategy has to be in terms of distribution. Advertisement, build a lot of awareness, build awareness and interest into the mass, stress onto the brand building and brand identification by the consumers basically, reduce to the level needed to retain into the market. Sales promotion, use heavy sales promotion because we need to attract and bring and create an awareness about the product. We need to reduce to take the advantage of heavy consumer demand because now we have already created an awareness and demand is higher over here. Increase to encourages brand switching. We need to again do a lot of sales promotion so that we can retain our existing customers, and reduce to the minimal level so that we can bring up the maximum and retain the maximum consumer in this particular situation. And this is what we are dealing over here, and with this we are coming to the end of the discussion, and that is how we have discussed about that what exactly the complete product life cycle has come up with basically. And it is telling that yes, we can discuss a lot of things when it comes to designing a lot of strategies in terms of like product life cycle. So, once we deal into the product life cycle, what we have exactly seen also that see what kind of strategies that we are like choosing for the every aspect, like even with the product, with the price, with the distribution, with the advertisement and with the sales promotion, and everything is simultaneously changing also. See the pattern that every time that into every phase we are moving into of the product life cycle, the strategies are completely different, they are not identical, and that is what it makes it a more dynamic. And I can take you back to the first slide which has talked about, and it has said that completely that yes, that was the slide that product sales passes through distinct stages, with each stages posing a different kind of challenges and opportunities. So, every stage is giving you a lot of challenges in terms of like a new competitor has popped up in, there are a new entrant, new variations from the competitor has come in that particular way. By that way we need to understand that yes, PLC is a kind of a dynamic process that a product has to pass through a different stages called as introduction, growth, maturity and decline phases, and every phase is giving you a lot of opportunity also in terms of like retaining into the market, or in terms of like bringing in more of customers, more in terms of like bringing more of profit to the organization, more in terms of increasing the market share, more in terms of like combating or beating up the competition to a level that you can even eliminate the competitor from the market. With these point in mind, the product life cycle has to be there, and see it was there already being defined that every product requires different marketing, manufacturing, finance, HR strategies, so that you need to modify it every time. Like even see there is an HR strategies that needs to be modified just to beat with the competition and to make depending on the kind of product life cycle you have. Like suppose you have product into a maturity phase, now you need a different kind of an executive that might need to handle the situation in the most suitable way, in the most way that it can sustain, it can come up with a developmental plan that can bring a lot of change in your organization, so that your revival phase can also happen over here. This was the bell shaped curve that we have discussed. This was how the introduction phase was there. This was the I am just giving you the quick recap. This was the strategy into the introduction phase. This was the growth phase that we have talked about. These were the certain strategies that we have discussed in the growth phase. There was a maturity phase. In the maturity phase itself, we have talked a lot about. These were the certain strategies of the maturity phase. Product market modification, product modification, marketing mix modification. Then finally, we have landed up into the decline phase, where there was a lot of profit erosion, lot of stability challenges were there, and these were the certain strategies that unless and until there is a strong region exist, we can continue with the product, otherwise we must drop the non-profitable, non-profit generating, non-future scope oriented products immediately at any point of time. By that way only we can retain and sustain into the market, and these were the certain characteristics that we have discussed pertaining to the product life cycle, and these were the certain strategies related to the certain set of factors related to product, price, distribution, advertisement and sales promotion that we have discussed and we are covering up. And finally, with these words we have given a very quick recap also of the product life cycle, and that is a very important point of discussion over here. With these words, thank you so much, and I think we had a great learning this time. Thank you so much.